Hello everyone, this is H.M.O.C. and thank you so much for stopping in. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. Today I'm going to be making some foaming sugar and salt scrubs. So I have everything laid out here that I need. I have my foaming bath wick base, my oil, whatever oil of your choice, whatever fragrance. I have my preservative, and I also have my Dead Sea salt and my sugar in the container in the back. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is whip my foaming base. You want to whip it to twice the size, no more than that because you run the risk of deflating it. I'm going to put the recipe I use below in the description box if you're interested. So into the stand mixer or a hand mixer, whatever you have, I have a stand mixer, goes the base. So I whip my base on about medium for about 5 to 8 minutes, and you can see it's doubled in size. So that's as far as you want to take it. And I did stop every so often to scrape down the sides of my bowl. Now I'm going to add in my oil. Today I'm using avocado oil. You can use apricot seed oil. You can use sweet almond oil, whatever kind of light oil you want to use. And you're just going to incorporate it for about 1 to 2 minutes just to incorporate the oil in. So at this point you have a choice to make this a salt scrub or a sugar scrub. It's all the same up until this point. And now we're going to add our scrubbing ingredient. This is going to be a salt, so I'm adding in my salt here. And the salt I'm using today is a mixture of Dead Sea salt, which is a finer grit, and I'm using regular sea salt, and I'm using fine and coarse regular sea salt in my scrub. So it's a heavier scrub than say the sugar scrub. And as you can see, everything's incorporated in. You can see it's really gritty in there, and that's the finer and coarser mixed together. So now I'm adding in my fragrance, and then once that is incorporated, I'm going to split it in half, color one side or one part of the mixture in purple because this is lavender scented, and the other side I'm going to leave white. And you can see here how thick it is. It is quite thick, and for that reason I'm not going to pipe this. I'm going to blob it in, for a better word, into the jars with a spoon. Now I'm adding, like I said, this part is going to be purple, and I'm reserving this part, and it's going to stay white. So once I have the purple all incorporated and it's the color I want, it's time to start filling my jars. Now I'm using an 8-ounce jar, which holds about 7.5 ounces of product. And that's what I have here, all clean and sanitized. I am putting it on the scale so it's all the same size or weight. And like I said, this is quite thick, so I'm going to just put it in my jars with a spoon. This is the easiest way I've found to do this. Whatever way you want to do it, go ahead. Some people pipe it in. I find it very hard on my wrist to pipe it in, so I don't go that route for the salt. So I'm just going to get everything in and show you what it looks like when I get a jar filled up. So this is what my salt scrub jars look like once I've spooned them in. They look really decorative. They have a little pattern going on. So I've finished the salt, and now on to the sugar. So the process for the sugar is the exact same until you put the grit or the salt or sugar into your base. And I've done that. So now I'm putting in my sugar into the base, and as you can see, it is a brownish tint or color to it. That's because it's just sugar in the raw, it's organic, and you can use white cane sugar if that's what you prefer. This is what I prefer because it's a bit more crystal, is a bit bigger than the say white sugar is, so it's a better grit for the scrub. So as you can see here, it is a bit more fluid than my salt. Is not as thick, so I'm actually going to pipe this one in. So we are going to split it off into pink, which is what I have here, and as you can see, it's good to scrape down the sides and the bottom because it gets everything incorporated. So I have my two colors here, and I'm going to pipe it in. The tip I'm using is an Atico tip 846, and I'm also using a featherweight 14-inch Wilton bag, and that's what I just find easier. So I'm not a press and seal shrink wrap kind of using person. So basically what I do is I put half of my white on one side of the piping bag and half of whatever other color I'm using, pink, purple, yellow, orange, whatever it is, on the other side. And it stays pretty much where I put it. And yeah, sometimes it does mix, but that's life. I find it's as pretty either way. If you want to do the press and seal or the cling free, fine. But I don't worry about it. So into my jar, you can't kind of see this because my hand is really in the way. But I'm just piping it in, and I do have it on my scale to make sure I'm getting enough product into my jars, or the same amount of product into each jars. So that's what I'm doing, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm packing it down a little bit so I can get enough into my jars. I am going around the outside of the jar and finishing in the center, or you can do a dollop in the center and then around the sides. And this is the final product. I do a little. It is a piece of soap on the top of each one, and I just think it's a nice little surprise when they open it up. So this is what my sugar and salt scrubs look like, and they smell really yummy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so happy to be back to doing what I enjoy. Have a great day.